as you guys think about, what the content tells you about the consumer, right, versus what the data might tell you about the consumer, and like what's that perfect blend, right? Because if it's only context and the show basically that tells you, oh, this person is probably an avid fisherman, they're watching a fishing show, right? Versus, oh, and we also know that they happen to own a luxury car. Okay, that puts them in a completely different category, right? So how should media buyers be thinking about like blending those together effectively?
Yeah, I mean, I think the beautiful thing is that there actually is so much more. So you've got the long form programming. This is, professional content, the same content you see on your TV. Well, you still see it on TV, but you're accessing it digitally, and that opens up obviously an addressable market. So as a buyer, yes, there is still a fair amount of contextual in that I'm buying directly from ESPN. I'm buying from Discovery, ABC, or news programming, et cetera. I think that just happens naturally. I think the fact that you now can layer in the element of just even geo-targeting, period, right? So that opens up, what is, I think that the spot market in the US is a $20 billion market, right? So now the advertiser who, was buying contextually TV, like the local 9 News here in Denver, can now buy Shark Week here in Denver,
right?
The Oscars, etc. So that's an interesting dynamic.
Well, 15 people who are watching the Oscars in Denver.
Yeah, I know. If it's only 9 million on TV, what is it online? I don't know. It's a good point. But I do think that data, first party data, has a huge influence on and will have a huge influence on where budgets go. I think the desire by the buyers to buy based on data, it's insatiable. Now, remember, in CTV, it's different. When you talk about privacy regulation or the moves by the big ad tech companies to, by Apple or by Google with the browser, right? And they're responding to, privacy, requests, just what the market's asking them to do. That is different than what is happening in CTV. In CTV, you have a ecosystem that already operates under the guidelines of what the privacy regulations are saying, which is you have to ask permission. Well, in CTV, Samsung, Roku, Discovery, they all have relationships with that consumer. And as part of that, the service that you're saying, okay, you're going to use my data. Now they protect that data. That's in their business interest to protect that data, but they're going to sell against that data. So I actually think that what's happening in the markets around mobile and in the browser world, desktop world, it's actually helping drive advertisers to look at CTV as an option because that data exists. And it's really good data, whether it is around, hey, what are they watching? Or of course, other, attributes that you can tie, to that particular household.